Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today's discussion is related to Rent Rules 2026. That is latest update related to tenants' rights. That is rent agreement. Rent rules in India. That is 2026 key point. No single new rent law 2026 across India. There is no nationwide new rent law applicable in 2020. Most viral messages are misleading. Rules mainly comes from Model Tenancy Act 2021, State Rent Control Act, that is implementation depend on state government. Written agreement is mandatory, that is agreement should be written, signed by both the parties, preferably registered. Oral agreement are discouraged. Helps to avoid disputes and ensure legal protection. Security deposits. The government has set the security deposits for residential property. Maximum 2 months rent is to be given in the form of security deposit, and in case of commercial property maximum 6 months rent is to be given. Big relief for tenants. Earlier deposits are very high. Rent increase rules, that is rent can be increased only once in 12 months with 90 days prior notice. No sudden or mid-term hike unless agreed. Prevent unfair rent hikes. Eviction rules. Landlord cannot evict tenant suddenly. Proper legal process required. Reason must be valid. Non-payment, misuse, etc. Tenant get legal protection. Registration rules. Agreement more than 11 months. Registration is compulsory. Even if not registered, rent term may still be enforceable. Tenant right to privacy. Property owner cannot enter without prior notice to the tenant's premises. So landlord cannot enter without notice. Basic service, that is if any defect arises in the house, the expense is beared by the landlord, not by the tenant. Basic service like water supply, electricity, if any arises, expense is beared by the landlord. Refund of deposits after deduction. If any expenses beared by the tenant, then it can be deducted from the rent. Now income tax rules. If the rent is more than 50,000 per month, tenant must deduct TDS at the rate 2%. And HRA changes. More cities eligible for 50% exemption. If some of the employees will get an HRA exemption, they can claim. That is, in metro cities 50% exemption they can get, and non-metros may 40% is the exemption limit. Must disclose landlord relationship if rent is more than 1 lakh per year. Conclusion. Transparency is important. Fair rules is important. Avoid disputes. Final understanding. 2026 is not about a brand new law. It is about better implementation of existing rules. Focus area is transparency, fair deposits, written agreements, and balance landlord and tenant rights.